Build your dreams, live rich, and leave rich.
Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into a really powerful idea, how to actually design your financial life instead of just, letting it happen. It's all about grabbing the steering wheel and making choices that truly serve you and your family. So let's get right into it. I want to start with a question that honestly might sting a little bit. Ask yourself this: are you living poor just to die rich? It's a surprisingly common trap, right? We save and save, we put off all the fun stuff, and we get so focused on the future that we totally forget to actually live today.
And that really gets to the heart of this difference. On one hand, you have living rich, which is about having the freedom to enjoy your life now. On the other, there's leaving rich, where you might have tons of assets, like a huge house, but you're constantly stressed about money. You're asset rich, but cash poor. The real goal here is to find that sweet spot, to live a rich life, not just leave behind a rich estate.
So how in the world do we end up in that trap in the first place? Well, that brings us to our very first section, decisions by default. This is all about getting to the root of the problem.
Here's the truth, and it's a little uncomfortable. Most of our biggest money decisions aren't really our decisions at all. We're basically just copying everyone else. We see a colleague buy a fancy car, a friend buy a house, and we just follow the script. We don't even stop to ask, hey, is this actually right for me? We're running on autopilot, making choices by default instead of by design.
And this slide, oh man, it just nails it. Let's call it the house purchase trap. So picture this: your friend buys a house for 1 crore. You go out, you negotiate like a pro, and you snag a similar one for 95 lakhs. You're feeling like a genius. But then, another friend gets the same place for 90 lakhs. All of a sudden, that pride just evaporates and turns into regret. See, the problem was never the price. The problem was that your benchmark was somebody else, not your own plan.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Your guests leave after dinner, your EMI stays forever. You might buy that huge house to impress people for a few hours, but you're the one stuck with that massive payment month after month, year after year. That one decision can shape your entire financial future.
Okay, so if making decisions by default is the problem, what's the solution? This next section is all about a new way to think, a framework for your life built on 3 really simple fundamental pillars.
Pillar number 1, and this is the absolute foundation of everything, is health. Now, I know what you're thinking. What does health have to do with finance? Well, everything. If you completely destroy your body trying to build wealth, guess what? You're just going to spend all that wealth trying to get your health back. The hospital will happily take both your health and your wealth.
The second pillar is wealth. But we've got to redefine what wealth actually means. It's not about luxury cars, it's not about a huge mansion. Real wealth is the ability to live life on your own terms. It's freedom. It's having the choice to do what you want, when you want. That's it.
And the third pillar, the one that ties it all together, is awareness. Now, this is not about overthinking every little thing until you're paralyzed. Not at all. It's just the simple act of pausing and thinking before you make a big decision. That's it. Just making sure it aligns with your goals, not what everyone else is doing.
All right, so with that mindset in place, let's get down to business. Let's talk about action. This section covers the 3 practical, non-negotiable steps that absolutely everyone should take to build a solid financial foundation.
First step, term insurance. Let me be super clear about this. This is not an investment. It is pure, simple protection. It's a safety net for your family. It makes sure that if, God forbid, something happens to you, their financial future is secure. It's a total must-have, no debate.
Number 2 is health insurance. And it is so important that this is your own personal policy, not just the one you get from work. Why? Because healthcare costs are skyrocketing. They're rising at basically double the rate of everything else. One bad medical emergency could wipe out everything you've saved. This isn't just insurance, it's wealth protection. And number 3 is investing. The ultimate goal here is actually beautifully simple. You invest your money so that one day that money can work for you and buy back your time. That is how you get to that freedom we were just talking about.
Now, I know that word investing can feel super intimidating for a lot of people. So let's break it down with a simple analogy that I just love: the reliable bus ride. Just think about it for a second. Let's say you need to travel a really long distance, but you don't want the stress of driving, of navigating, of dealing with the car. What do? Yeah, exactly. You buy a ticket, you find a good seat, maybe you put on some music, and you let a professional driver, someone who knows the roads inside and out, get you where you need to go safely.
Well, that is precisely what a mutual fund is. You're not trying to build the bus and drive it yourself. That's like trying to pick individual stocks. No, you just buy a seat on the bus, and a professional fund manager does all the driving for you. Simple as that. And of course, just like in real life, there are different kinds of buses for different trips, right? You've got your express buses for speed, your city buses for short hops. In the same way, there are different types of mutual funds, and each one is built for a different goal and a different level of risk. Your job is just to pick the right bus for your destination.
Okay, so you're on the bus. Now what? What are the rules of the road? This brings us to our final section, the real rules of wealth. This is all about the mindset that's going to keep you on the right track for the long haul.
Rule number 1, you have to be skeptical of anything that sounds too good to be true. Seriously. All those ads you see screaming about doubling your money or getting guaranteed returns, they're almost always hiding some crazy risk. A genuinely good, solid financial product doesn't need to yell at you from a billboard. Its performance speaks for itself.
And this leads to a really crucial point. You need to understand the difference between being a trader and being an investor. Traders are always trying to time the market. They think they're a genius when a stock goes up, and then they blame bad luck when it goes down. Investors, they're patient, they're disciplined. The kind of funny but also kind of sad part is that probably 90% of people who call themselves investors are actually just traders.
And that leads us to the ultimate truth about building real wealth. It's not about being a genius. It is not about timing the market perfectly, because literally no one can do that consistently. It's built on boring but incredibly powerful habits: consistency, discipline, and patience. That's the whole secret. And that brings us right back to where we started. Remember, all this financial planning stuff, it's not really about the numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about what those numbers allow you to do. So the most important thing to take away from all of this is that true wealth isn't about having the most money. It is, and it always will be, about one thing: the ability to live life completely on your own terms.